Happy rainy 4th of July. It's been about 18-19 months since I did my last shop tour, so I decided to do another one here. To go over some of the few things that have changed. Right now my table saw is in about the same spot that it was last time, but one of the changes is the wall next to it. I've completely reorganized it for my miter gauges and other odds and ends for the table saw. Also, a very recent change is the big dust collector. That is actually now permanently attached to my table saw and to my newer joiner. In my last video, what was right here next to the table saw was my miter saw and this small benchtop joiner. The benchtop joiner is long gone, and the miter saw is actually in another part of the garage, and I just don't use it that much, so I keep it away from my main shop area. Behind the table saw is my outfeed table that I also use as a workbench. And I've had this workmate for a while, but I found it handy to have right next to my workbench. Just to lay tools and stuff down to keep them off the surface of the workbench while I'm working. Next to the workbench is my router table. I've got a few things stored under there, mainly some bolt turnings that need to be turned still. Next to there, another newer tool is my rigid oscillating spindle sander. This was where the planer was before. It's better served over here because that's where I use it most frequently. And the wall behind it. Probably one of my most biggest changes yet, and covered under a lot of quite a few of my blog posts. The big change being right here is my hand tool cabinet. I won't go into too much detail about this because I've gone already into a lot of detail about it already. See that right there? On top of the hand tool cabinet, as many people may have noticed, is the asteroids sign. That was actually one of my first woodworking projects. I never built the arcade that I was planning on building with it, but I built that and thought it'd be nice to put up there. Next to the hand tool cabinet is my clamp rack. The upper clamp rack for my bigger Bessies, and I've got a lower clamp rack here for my smaller clamps as well. On the other side of my hand tool cabinet is some my rollers and a few other odds and ends for the shop. Coming around here is the gray cabinet. That's in the exact same spot it was before. I had mentioned that I was going to be getting a second one of those, which I did finally get that one, and so we're on the other side of the garage as well. The bench over here is probably about the same as it was in the last video. Lathe and the smaller drill press in the same spot. Under there, since the planes are no longer under there, it's just primarily lathe storage under there and odds and ends as well. Next to that, a toolbox that needs to be reorganized. And up above that, in addition since my last time, is a computer that I permanently keep in the shop. That has come in quite handy having that, and we'll continue to use that. Moving around some more is the bandsaw. That's also in the same spot as it was last time. It's proven to be a great machine. I use it all the time. And behind the bandsaw you can see the second gray cabinet I was talking about. Next to the bandsaw is the planer, and it's still in the same sand. It's not quite as convenient as it was next to the router table, but I'm planning on building a new router table here in the near future, so everything that's in there will probably go into that router table at that point. If you notice, the planer is kind of close to the bandsaw, and for most stuff it's fine where it is, but it is completely on casters, so it will move as needed. So, and beyond there, that's just the rest of the garage. So just take another quick spin around to the shop here, and I thank you for your time, and have a happy 4th of July.